What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley. In this video, I'm going to share with you why you wanted a bad childhood, no matter how awful it was. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening, the light and the dark, so we can become aware and integrate, because that's necessary to become the version of you that can live out your infinite potential. Now, when you understand from a higher state of consciousness what we are doing here as humans, this real purpose here of life on earth is the ascension process, the return to unconditional love. So you choose a horrible childhood so that you can go into the deepest, darkest depths of the lowest frequency emotions and experiences that you can, so that you can alchemize the energy from those experiences and raise your vibration back to unconditional love. That's the only way to unconditional love, is through the darkness. So of course you had to have a bad childhood to have this happen. You picked your parents, you picked all the experiences so that you could get programmed as a child with guilt and shame and be abused and have these deep-rooted insecurities and unworthiness so that you can have human experiences. Like someone who respects themselves and has a good childhood and has a nice life doesn't have the variety of human experiences like someone like me has, right? When you get programmed with low self-worth, you don't have the self-esteem, you put yourself into situations, you make bad choices for yourself. You go and be promiscuous, You can't respect yourself and be promiscuous, right? If you respect yourself, you wouldn't do stuff like that. So you have to think about, I would have never had these human experiences of the drugs and the alcohol and just putting myself in crazy situations that I overcame and alchemized the energy from into the darkness to get to the light. You can't have any of that without the bad childhood when you picked up all that energy in the first place. And it's not just from your childhood. You're alchemizing energy from all your lifetimes. The life of your ascension, you have carried around all these energetic frequencies throughout all your reincarnations, all your incarnations as a human, right? This is the life. This is the life where you alchemize it and return to unconditional love. And you had to have the childhood, to have the experiences, to carry the frequencies, to learn how to alchemize them. The experiences manifest into our physical until we become aware of this process and start to alchemize the energy and process our emotions. Then the experiences stop manifesting. You start attracting better. You start manifesting better quality people and situations and jobs and money, right? Like if you look at people like working jobs where they're making minimum wage or anywhere near that, they don't respect themselves, right? But they have to have those human experiences. They set those human experiences up so that they can learn to value themselves and say, you know what, I deserve better than this. Oh, wait, I need to respect myself more to be able to attract better. So it's a process. You develop the character, right? Then you break down the character eventually. You develop, self-development. I got to actively improve and make myself a better situation. You start to become aware of all the patterns that are playing out from stuff you did pick up from this bad childhood. So understand, you created all of it. This is a game that you came to play. The return to unconditional love, the ascension process. So you chose your parents, you chose all the negative experiences, no matter how bad they are. Okay? You wanted to experience them. The people who are going to be out here in New Earth healing others, they've been through the darkest stuff and overcame it and alchemized the energy, because that's how you become the portal. Okay? This is obviously not for everyone. It's the people who are on the ascension timeline. The people who are going to be leaders of New Earth. The people who are here to make global impact in this transition into New Earth. We are out here doing the damn thing, okay? We are alchemizing energy from our childhood, and with the awareness that we are not a victim. We chose this experience because we knew we could handle it and we wanted it. You know, I don't care what you've been through in your childhood, right? I could go on and on and on about my childhood, right? I watched my dad and mom beat each other up until he killed her and left her body in our house for us kids to wake up to. I was severely psychologically abused by a narcissistic aunt who did end up physically abusing me as a teen as well, after she took us in when my dad killed my mom. I was severely neglected as a child. So I know there's way worse things that I didn't experience that go on this planet, but not everyone is meant to alchemize everything, right? We are the people who are here to heal and alchemize these energies. We all have assignments, right? I'm assigned to a certain number of people. And you have to understand, if this logically makes sense to any of you, it's part of the process. The bad childhood is part of the process. All right? Once you expand your consciousness, you become aware of how all of this works in this game of Earth and human. All right? So understand that you wanted your childhood. And you can face the emotions and the trauma and anything you've ever been through by expanding your consciousness and understanding that you chose this. All right, so yes, you created every single thing on this planet. You created the trauma. You created the low frequency emotions because you are God. Many people from the human perspective think, why on earth would anyone want to experience that? It's because you're too attached to your emotions. All right, from a higher state of consciousness, when you are a spirit, in your spirit self, this is just a game. It's not that serious. All right, this is just a story that's playing out. It's like saying, why wouldn't you want to experience trauma as a child is the same thing as saying, why would you ever want to shoot somebody while you're playing Call of Duty? Okay, it's just a game. It's part of the game. This is what we do. So, you need to remember this. This is within you. All right, you need to tap into this knowing within yourself of why you created the trauma and the bad childhood that you wanted to experience, okay? My journey is different than yours, but the overall theme is the same. If you feel victimized by your childhood, you are in a lower state of consciousness. You will expand your consciousness and understand that victimhood doesn't exist and everything you created is serving you along your ascension journey. Learn how this works. It's the only way to love and light is through the darkness by facing the trauma of your childhood that's actually been carried on through all your incarnations, which is why you hand selected all these experiences to have this bad childhood. I promise you, this is the real deal. This is what's actually going on here on Earth. All right? The physical stuff is secondary. So don't be afraid to face the trauma from your childhood and understand that you created it and it is serving you. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in my next video.